Peak confidence during peak pollen season. Live Claritin Clear.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and set up your store on a single integrated platform.
Okay. And then the state thinks redirect of
About an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay, so Mr. Copeland, I'm sure much to his chagrin, will be coming back on Tuesday of next week anyway. Here's the situation. We also need to deal with what we're going to do about the juror. And I know y'all wanted some further information and maybe to even ask some questions. And it doesn't necessarily have to be done today, but it has to be done fairly quickly if the ultimate decision is going to be something other than she stays here. So we can do one or the other this afternoon. We could either finish your cross or we could deal with the juror, but I don't think we can do both, which is fine. So I just was kind of maybe going to ask you, do you have a preference?
I would prefer to finish my cross.
Okay, and I think that probably makes more sense anyway, but we're going to need to then deal with the juror issue Tuesday, I think is, we just can't leave that out there. You know, I'm sure she's wondering what the decision's going to be.
Are we able, if Mr. Sharp, I know he said he was going to go for maybe another hour to hour and a half, if he does finish just before 5 or within a certain amount of time, would the court be willing to inquire of the juror?
Sure, if we, if it's like close to 5, but I don't want, yes, maybe. It just all depends on what our timing's going to be. Okay, all right, let's get Mr. Copeland back in, get the jury back in. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Sharp.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Copeland, before we broke, we were talking about the October 27, 2021 interview with Investigator Viverito and Investigator Kettle, correct? Okay. And you were being accused of possession of a firearm and driving offenses.
Yes.
And in that statement you gave on October 27, 2021, okay, you were denying possessing the firearm that was found in the car that they said was being driven by you.
Yes.
Okay. And what I was asking you about is about your pockets being searched after your arrest, right?
I'm listening.
Okay. And the reality is the police did search your pockets and they found a magazine and some bullets. And Investigator Viverito told you that, correct?
I don't recall.
Okay. You told Investigator Viverito that the magazine and the bullets were in your pocket because you had just grabbed someone else's pants and put them on, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The reality, Mr. Copeland, is that those were your pants.
Prove it.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did you plead guilty to possessing a firearm in case 22 SC 182134 on June 28, 2023?
I play NOLO.
Okay. And that was involving this incident, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Going to ask you about the shooting of Rich Homie Kwan's father's barbershop. Okay? Is that okay?
No.
Okay, well, I got to do it. You're aware that Rich Homie Kwan's father does own a barbershop in Atlanta, correct?
I guess.
Okay. 2014, someone shot up Rich Homie Kwan's father's barbershop, correct?
I guess.
Okay. And this was a big deal. Rich Homie Kwan, at least at that time, was a well-known rapper.
I'm listening.
Okay. And Rich Homie Kwan was trying to find answers to who shot up his father's barbershop, correct?
That's
I mean, he came to you for answers.
all right.
You knew Rich Homie Kwan, right?
Something like that.
Okay. And he came to you for answers, and he told you that he thought Trevante Turner threat shot up his father's barbershop.
Right.
And you took it upon yourself to convince Rich Homie Kwan that it was not threat.
Right.
And you did that, at least partially, because you knew that Rich Homie Kwan was thinking about putting money on Threat's head, correct?
I'm listening.
And when I say money on Threat's head, taking out a contract to have to have Trevante Turner, Threat, killed.
I'm listening.
$25,000, right?
I'm listening.
Okay. On January 28th, 2015, you were asked by investigator Dennis about the shooting of Rich Homie Kwan's father's barbershop, correct?
You say when?
January 28th, 2015, during the interviews that we've been talking about.
All right.
Okay. The interviews that you've said you lied in, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask to publish DS-22A, which is States 378 Yankee Bravo. And the time is 7:24:00 to 7:27:30.
All right.
Okay, and on the screen, that's you, Investigator Dennis, and Investigator Gaither, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Damn, Rich on the corner, like you got 25,000 have Tate killed. It's like,
Tate from the picture you just showed me?
nah, Tate who just got shot the other night.
Oh, in the car over
Yeah.
there. Okay.
He had 25,000 have.
We're going to get to Rich Homie Kwan's father's barbershop in a second. Trevante Turner is now sadly deceased, correct? All right. When you were talking about him being shot back in 2015, he was also shot in 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that was Shell Kel who shot?
I'm not for sure who shot him.
Okay.
Take you.
Who did?
This Rich on Corn shit. Cause he be telling me. So I'm telling Rich on Corn like, bro, you got these niggas in your house. These same niggas that shooting up my house, bro.
Right.
Rich on Corn like, he like, bro, they just look like that, bro. He like, we the same shit. I'm like, but still, bro, you out here hating these niggas, this and that. So Rich on Corn like, bro, it ain't dead. We the same shit. I just can't turn my back on him. Like, it ain't dead, bro. You support these niggas, bro. So the more you support them, the more they gonna come out and do that. If you leave them alone.
And in there, we still haven't gotten to the barbershop part, but in there, you're talking about conversations with Rich Homie Quan and his problems being linked to the Bloods, correct?
I guess.
Okay, and Rich Homie Quan not really being built like that.
For sure.
Okay. And the fact that he was scared to leave the Bloods, but in your opinion, they wanted to use Rich Homie Quan for his money.
I'm talking to the police.
Okay. But that's what's being discussed.
All right.
I'm not saying it's the truth. That's what's being discussed, though.
All right.
Okay.
Then everything gonna go away. Yeah. Then you're like, bro, just protect me, bro. We need y'all, bro. I need y'all to protect me. How the hell we gonna protect you? You and these niggas out here doing it. Then you're like, so you shot my truck, bro. That side of the truck. Man, you know what I'm saying? Man, you been around. Like, nah, I'll just ask. You went there like this.
What did he have a 25 on the dude say here for?
Say, his daddy got shot.
RICO.
Rich on Corn. It's barbershop. Like how they say my name? On Bankhead, they say Tay name. They saying Tay did. I know Tay.
And just so we're clear, you said Rich Homie Quan's daddy got shot. So it wasn't just a barbershop that was shot. His barbershop was shot, but he actually got shot in the barbershop, correct?
I don't know nothing about all that.
Okay. Well, that's what you said. You said that Rich
I'm
Homie
talking
Quan.
to the police again.
Okay. All right.
Ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't lie and stuff saying Tay said like his mouth. I know Tay ain't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the night before we just hit the party.
Yeah, who did it?
Somebody else said some.
Spit it out.
You know what I'm saying? But it's supposed to be some niggas that had money over there. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas over there got money.
No, I'm talking about Bankhead.
A lot of niggas over there got money.
So when I started thinking, I couldn't think of the name, but this nigga supposed to have paid somebody on Johnson Road on one of them streets over there to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
To kill him and retaliate, to get that Quan? Or to target his daddy?
Like the same day, we like, I was in the street, I seen Corn crying. I'm like, oh, bro. And he tried to kill my dad. You know what I'm saying? But him and Tay been having problems.
Right.
So that's why he think.
Okay. And you just, about 15 seconds before we paused it, you were talking about who shot up Rich Homie Quan's barbershop. Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop. And you said a man from Bankhead with money hired someone from Johnson Road to do it, right?
I'm listening.
Is that correct? Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Okay. Somebody from Bankhead, and when you say Bankhead, you're talking about Donald Lee Hollowell Road, right?
I guess.
Okay, well, you said it. Bankhead means street.
Bankhead mean that area.
Okay. That area off of Bankhead. And he paid someone from Johnson Road to shoot up Rich Homie Quan's.
I ain't pay nobody to do nothing.
I didn't say you.
Oh.
The person from Bankhead with money, according to you in this interview, person from Bankhead with money paid someone from Johnson Road to shoot up Rich Homie Quan's barbershop.
Again, I'm talking to the police.
Okay.
Tay.
Right.
Him going to it, him and Tay murder each other. But he don't even know that Tay.
Right.
How y'all have a problem? But Tay missed with school, but
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like they for retaliation. Man, that ain't. But I couldn't say him because no matter how many times I tried to speak up for Tay, he always had in his head, Tay did.
Right.
So like, man, y'all tripping, man.
So that's what that was about the other day.
I called Tay, he ain't help. I was gonna ask Tay, but I had Tay put up on me like probably like Friday or Thursday or Friday. Tay pulled out like, hey, bro, Rich on the corner got 25,000 on your head.
Why so much?
He's
need
scared of Tay.
Yeah.
He real scared. He's scared of Tay. So I said, Tay, I'm like, bro, he trying to face my then Rich on the corner supposed to go and kill her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling like that's what he did because the whole time he been having the money on Tay's head and he ain't do it. So when he going the man out, that's what happened. That's on him. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't talked to Tay. So I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. But I know Tay wasn't messing with nobody. Tay stopped doing whatever he was doing. He just riding and he trying to be a rapper.
Okay. So let's unravel. And I'm not saying, Mr. Copeland, please understand, I'm not saying that's the truth. I'm just talking about what you told the police.
I told you, I told the police anything.
I understand. I understand that. Okay? But I'm just want to talk about what you said. I'm not saying it's the truth. In that story that you gave the police, you were saying that Rich Homie Quan was convinced that Trevante Turner, Tay, shot up his father's barbershop.
What I'm saying is, you think I'm letting somebody hurt my partner? So if I'm having a conversation with Rich Homie and he trying to put some money on my friend, you think I'm gonna really have that conversation with him? It don't make any sense.
Okay, but can I finish my question? So what you told the police, not saying it's the truth, what you told the police is that you talked to Rich Homie Quan and tried to convince him that Tay did not shoot up his father's barbershop because Rich Homie Quan had $25,000 on his head, right? That's what you told the police.
Never put the police on what's going on. Mislead the police. That's my always the mindset.
I got you.
All right, you keep talking about what I told them.
I understand. I think we're all on the same page.
We can't be.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. Okay, let's play the next clip. DS-24B, which is 378 Yankee Delta. It's from February 21st, 2015, from 4/12/10 to 4/16.
You playing the video?
Yes. Thank you.
I'm trying to resolve the problem at hand. And I told you the only way for you to start resolving, to get this shit started and resolving it, is you gotta talk to her straight up. That's it. You gotta talk to her straight up. Because if you're not, it's just gonna continue and continue and continue. And I hate to see you or anybody else come up dead behind the foolishness because everybody want to be loyal to the streets. And
Rich Homie Quan Tay killed to shoot Tay after he blew him up. They tricked Tay over there. I don't know, laying like that hiding.
Not saying it's true. You told Investigator Gaither that Rich Homie Quan paid Shell Kell, to shoot Tay. Correct?
That's what I said.
Okay.
And then when Tay supposed to pick somebody up. But when Tay paused and waited, get ready to call nigga come back out there, they started shooting. And then my so-called sister, not my mama child, not my, somebody, I don't know, but go around telling folks that I shot a house up. When she know the whole time they sit Tay up. So you see what I got to go through though?
Hold on, let me get this straight. You said Quan paid who? Kell to shoot at Tay.
To kill Tay.
To kill Tay. How much you paid?
It's supposed to be 25,000.
Did he get it?
I told Tay before that. I told Tay come pull up on me. Tay pull up on me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, bro, look, bro. I love you there, bro. But you gotta get out of the way, bro. Bitch, on the corner, goddamn. You want you dead, bro.
Why?
Cause somebody shot Rich on the corner dead at the box shop.
Right.
They think it was Tay.
Right?
Yeah, they think it was Tay. But I'm just on the corner. It wasn't Tay, bro.
Who was it?
I don't know. Then the crazy thing about it, they, like, as I was listening, they were speaking on it like, it's supposed to be he's talking about Bankhead with some money. I don't know who this nigga was, who he is. I never heard. I heard him say his name, but I can't think of what it is. But I know if I was to hear it, I know it. But he supposed to have paid somebody to do it. But I'm telling Rich on the corner, like, I know Tay ain't do it. You feel me? That ain't Tay. Tay not just gonna walk up and shoot nobody. So he like, well, I'm telling you, it was Tay. I'm like, no, it wasn't. He like, man, I'm telling you. I'm like, well, I know it went, but I'm not gonna lie.
All right. So in that interview on a different day, you're again talking about the shooting of the Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop and of Rich Homie Quan's father, correct?
I'm listening.
Okay. And again, what you just said on that tape was someone from Bankhead with some money paid someone to do it, right?
Right.
Okay. So in two separate interviews, you told detectives that someone from Bankhead with some money hired someone from Johnson Road to shoot up Rich Homie Quan's barbershop. Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop, correct?
I'm listening.
Is that correct? You said that in two different interviews. Okay. Now, the reality, Mr. Copeland, is once you are given immunity as a witness in this case, you testified in court earlier when Ms. Hilton was asking questions that it was in fact you and Trevante Turner who shot up Rich Homie Quan's barbershop, didn't you?
How many times we gonna go over this?
You and Trevante Turner, in fact, shot up Rich Homie Quan's barbershop. Correct?
I'm listening.
The reality, Mr. Copeland, is the $25K on someone's head was completely made up by you. Correct?
Right.
The reality is that somebody from Bankhead with some money, those details, somebody from Bankhead with money, that was completely made up. Correct?
Right.
The reality is someone from Johnson Road being hired, and you would recognize their name if you heard it. All that was made up on the spot, on the fly, in the mind of Kenneth Copeland, wasn't it?
Right.
That was you finessing. Just like Lil Mike and Quez were made up on the spot, the man from Bankhead with money, the man from Johnson Road were made up characters.
I done told y'all 100 times I don't lie. You sitting right here keep trying to throw it in my face. I don't admit it till I lied.
I'm not trying to throw it in your face, Mr. Copeland. I'm giving you an opportunity to come clean.
I thought I did that.
Okay. Are these the type of details? You remember when you talked about details make your lies more believable to the police? Lil Quez from Etheridge, Lil Mike from Etheridge, Quez from Etheridge, man on Bankhead with money, man from Johnson Road. I would remember his name if someone said it. Are those the type of little details that you add to your finesse?
Here's the thing, aging begins in your cells. Start supporting your cell health today.
I approach the witness with DS-30. Mr. Copeland, I'm asking you to look at DS-30. Do you recognize the person on the right of that photograph?
On who right?
on your right.
Yeah,
That's Donovan Thomas, correct?
there's no.
Okay, you call him not. And in that photograph, is that a fair and accurate representation of Donovan Thomas? That's a picture of him, right?
Yeah,
Okay, and is he wearing a chain in that photograph?
look like it.
And that chain is in fact a peanut chain, correct?
I can't tell.
Well, okay, you're familiar with his chain, correct?
It's a peanut chain.
Thank you. Your Honor, I would move to admit DS-30 into evidence.
Admitted.
Mr. Kokomo, if you could publish that picture, please. Okay. Hanging from Mr. Thomas's neck is essentially what the Planter's Peanut Man. It's a chain of the Planter's Peanut Man. And that is Donovan Thomas's chain, and that is a chain that he owned in 2015, correct?
I guess.
And he owned it in 2000. In 2014 as well, correct?
Shit, I guess.
Okay. You are aware that in late 2014, Donovan Thomas's chain went missing, correct?
Right.
Someone stole it.
If that's what you want to call it.
Okay. Do you remember on January 11, 2015, the day you went to talk to Detective Your Honor, I'm going to ask Mr. Kokomo to publish DS-21, which is States 378 Yankee Beta from 8/11/50 to 8/13/18. Hold on one second, Mr. Kokomo. And Your Honor, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask a couple questions first. Going to January 20. Someone stole a chain from Nut, correct? The peanut chain.
Yeah.
And that person, and not only his chain, but his ID, his wallet, his phone, correct?
Right.
And that person happened to give you Donovan Thomas's belongings.
Right.
And you told the police you realized it was Donovan Thomas's chain. And you called Nut and gunning for that person for disrespecting his property, right?
Right.
Mr. Kokomo, could you play DS-24D, which is States 378 Yankee Delta, which is from February 21st, 2015. And this is from 5:37:44 to 5:40:26.
I was spying on that kid in Canada at night.
It's not playing.
So I'm pull up there one day.
Is it popped up now?
No.
You started again, Mr. Kokomo.
There you go.
Thank you.
I was spying on that kid in Canada at night. He told me pull up there one day. So Somebody had one of the little punk broke in the car, stole his chain, his phone, his ID, my driver's license. And I gave it back to him. Like, you know, I got it. Man, it's nuts shit, nigga. You hear me? But I really thought I was going to give me some back for it. I called him like, hey, man, I got the shit, bro. Like, for real, bro? Like, yeah. Like, where you at? I'm like, right here in Mechanicsville. I'm on my way to Mechanicsville. He like, all right, call me when you get out there. So he called me back. I'm like, shit, I'm here, they waiting now. He's like, all right. So when I get out there, I call him. He's like, pull up at 90 spot. Like, shit, I ain't got no ride now. I got locked out probably about 4. So I'm finna pull up with my, I like to pull like, I have a pump from the player. He pull up, bag in, I mean, Vic. She get out the car. Vic was in the car, like, what's up? I'm like, what's up, bro? She nut came, like, here you go, bro. You ready? Dap me up. I gave him that little shoulder thing. So when I gave him that, but I was spotting no nut kid in Canada at night.
Again, on February 21st, 2015, you're telling that investigator about your partner stealing from Donovan Thomas and then giving you the chain and the phone and the wallet, and then you returning it back to Donovan Thomas, right? And you dapped him up, and you and Donovan Thomas were all good, right? Okay. January 11th, 2015, you repeatedly said you had no problems with Donovan Thomas, right? January 28th, you talked about the chain. There was someone else that took it. You returned it to Donovan Thomas, wouldn't tell him who took it, but y'all were all good, right? February 21st, 2015, you again repeated that story about one of your partners taking the chain, it ending up in your hands. You returned it to Donovan Thomas, you dap him up, you're all good, right? Mr. Copeland, the reality is, late in 2014, you broke into Donovan Thomas's truck. Isn't that correct?
The door was open.
The reality is, you knew that was Donovan Thomas's truck. You know what he drove, right? You went into his truck and took his peanut chain, right? You knew it was Donovan Thomas's peanut chain, but you didn't care. You wanted to disrespect Donovan Thomas. You wanted to take his stuff. Isn't that correct?
It wasn't about disrespecting him.
The reality is, Mr. Copeland, that Donovan Thomas called his phone and you answered. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
The reality is, you knew that Donovan Thomas knew that you stole his stuff.
I ain't steal it.
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
The reality is that you knew you bit off more than you could chew.
What you mean by that?
Donovan Thomas was coming after you.
Objection, speculation. Based on the evidence, relevance.
Sustained.
The reality is, you made up this whole story about returning his chain, about your partner breaking in, and all the rest to try to throw Donovan Thomas off of your scent. Correct? But Donovan Thomas knew.
Objection, speculation. Vague.
Sustained.
When you told Detective Thorpe on January 11th, 2015, that you ain't never have no problems with Donovan Thomas, that you and Nut were cool, you never brought up the chain, did you?
For what?
When you said you ain't never tried to rob him, you ain't done nothing to Donovan Thomas, you never brought up the chain, did you?
That ain't robbery.
You and Donovan Thomas were far from cool. TIG stands for Think It's a Game, correct? Ms. Copeland, TIG is Think It's a Game, correct?
You know it.
Okay. That's a record label?
I guess.
That's a record label that Donovan Thomas was associated with, correct?
I guess.
It's run out of Summerhill
I don't know.
neighborhood in Atlanta. Mr. Bennett, also known as Lucci, wrapped under that label. Think It's a Game, correct?
I guess.
Okay. Think It's a Game had a studio on Metropolitan Avenue in Atlanta back in 2015, correct?
I guess.
You may.
Mr. Copeland, I'm going to ask you to look at DS31. Is that, do you recognize DS31?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the building that housed TIG Studios back in 2015, correct?
I guess.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask that DS31 be put into evidence, be admitted as evidence.
All right, it's admitted.
That's the studio that Lucci went to make songs, correct?
I guess.
That's the studio that Donovan Thomas would be at, correct?
I guess.
That's the studio that Rich Homie Quan would be at, correct?
I guess.
Okay. You are aware that on January 8th, 2015, late at night on January 8th, 2015, the TIG studios were shot up, correct? You know that, right?
I'm listening.
You are aware that Rich Homie Quan's truck was struck by bullets on January 8th, 2015. His windshield was shot out, correct?
You don't know.
You're aware that Donovan Thomas was present at TIG Studios on January 8th, 2015. Isn't that true?
I don't hang up there.
DS22B, please, Mr. Kokomo. I would like to publish, Your Honor, DS22B, which is from January 28, 2015 interview, states Exhibit 378 Yankee Beta, 7/24/39 to 7/25/06.
All right.
Like, it ain't dead, bro. You support these niggas, bro. So the more you support them, the more they gonna come out and do that. If you leave them alone, then everything gonna go away. Yeah. And you're like, just protect me, bro. We need y'all, bro. I need y'all to protect me. How the hell we gonna protect you? You and these niggas out here doing it. And you're like, so you shot my truck, bro. That side of the truck. Man, you been, you know what I'm saying? Man, you been a...
You are talking to the police about Rich Homie Quan asking you if you shot up his truck, correct? In that interview.
That's what it just said.
Okay. I'm going to play it on the show.
Like, no, you went there like this.
What did he have a 25 on to do Tay head on?
That's it. So, Rich Homie Quan questioned you about whether you were the person that was outside the TIG studio shooting up in that studio on January 8th, 2015. Isn't that correct?
You can't question me.
Okay. Take the court's indulgence. Not talking about what you told the police. I'm talking about reality now. On January 6th, 2015, you were at Club Crucial.
I'm listening.
You were in possession of a large amount of money and you were showing off in front of a bunch of people that knew you, in front of a bunch of girls, correct?
I'm listening.
In front of all these people at this club, Kelvin Watts, Shell Kell, Donovan Thomas's brother, jumped you, correct?
I'm listening.
He tested you. He started punching you. He tried to take your stuff. He gave you a black eye.
He punched me in the back. He didn't hit me he didn't face me off.
Okay. Well, you had a swollen face.
Because another nigga hit me.
Okay. Who was with Shell Kell?
What's up, bro?
He was with Shell Kell, the other person that hit you?
Obviously, he went with me.
These men, Shell Kell and his friends, tested you publicly in front of a bunch of people, in front of a bunch of girls, correct? They tried to run your pockets, right?
I'm listening.
Pardon my language, it pissed you off.
Just like you is.
Okay. 2 days later, on January 8th, 2015, you found out that Nut and Rich Homie Quan were outside the TIG studios on Metropolitan Avenue, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got in that rented Infiniti and drove up to that studio, didn't you?
Your Honor, objection assuming facts not in evidence.
I'll allow it.
You took your gun with you. You stood outside the fence and you shot at TIG Studios. And you put a bullet in Rich Homie Quan's truck. Did you not?
You got proof?
Was Trevante with you when you went to the TIG studios?
Did you got proof?
All right, we're going to change the subject, Mr. Copeland.
All right.
To your understanding, now you pled to the possession of a firearm case from 2021. You pled to that recently, or this year.
Say that again?
You pled to that case this year, correct? Earlier this year? The possession of firearm that you were interviewed about on October 27, 2021?
I don't know if it was this year or last year.
Okay, fair enough. To your understanding, you still have a pending matter in front of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, correct?
Shit, I ain't no telling. I don't know.
Well, you discussed it. You gave an interview with the Danza Project recently, right?
Right.
All right, and you discussed a pending matter where your understanding is you are charged with filing a false report.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. To your understanding, you're charged with false report of a crime and false statements, 2 felonies, correct?
Right.
And the allegation is that while you were at the Fulton County Jail,
Relevance as to the specific conduct or the specific, an improper impeachment to the specific extrinsic evidence of the specific incident that occurred.
Okay, I can't really hear you very well, but I think we might need to approach about this anyway. That's good then. Go ahead.
Your Honor, may I approach
You may.
DS-27A and DS-27B?
Yes.
Mr. Copeland, could you just look at those two documents? Do you recognize those documents?
I seen them before, yeah.
Are those the arrest warrants taken out for you for false report of a crime and false statements that you believe are still pending against you?
Yeah.
Okay. And briefly, the allegation is that, well, Your Honor, I would move to admit DS-27A and DS-27B into evidence.
Yeah, we object to the admission of those two exhibits. You can ask the question, but we can make the exhibit, yeah, the impeachment of the exhibits or.
They're admitted over objection.
Mr. Copeland, briefly, the allegations against you that you believe are pending are that you accused a jail worker or a deputy of spraying with OC spray at the jail.
Right.
And the deputies, the supervisors, reviewed the videotape from the jail and determined that the jail worker did not have OC spray on her and did not spray you with any OC spray in the jail. Isn't that correct?
Right.
Did you know that the state, while this trial was going on, dismissed that case against you?
I didn't know that.
Well, I brought you good news. May I approach with 27C?
You may.
Does that document say State of Georgia versus Kenneth Copeland?
I think.
Okay. That document indicates. Can I approach?
You may.
Correct me if I'm wrong, does this document say the facts of this case have been reviewed, and although it appears that probable cause existed for the defendant's arrest, the decision of the district attorney at this time is not to prosecute the above named defendant? Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Okay. It says the reasons for this decision are as follows: prosecutorial discretion. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
the person whose name is on this document is Fonnie T. Willis, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That document does not indicate that your pending charges for false report of a crime and false statement, they don't indicate that those are dismissed forever, just for now, at this time, correct?
I guess.
Okay. And nothing in that document says we dismiss this case because we were wrong, Mr. Copeland's innocent. It said prosecutorial discretion, correct?
What they mean?
Okay. It means they just made the decision to do it.
All right, that we can strike that part. Ask your next question.
Isn't it true? And you just found out that this was dismissed today. But isn't it true that while you were on the state's witness list to testify in this case, the state was simultaneously, at the same time, prosecuting you for false statements and false report of a crime? Isn't that true?
Talk to me so I can understand.
They were calling you a liar at the same time that they were asking this jury to believe what you're saying. Isn't that true?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about your immunity agreement with the state. They told you in that June 10th, 2024 meeting that you did not ask for, that any crime that you talked about, they were not going to prosecute you for. Correct?
Yeah.
You can talk about shooting Rich Homie Kwan's dad's barbershop. You can talk about shooting Rich Homie Kwan's father. They're not going to prosecute you for those things, right? That's what they told you. That's the promise they made to you. Correct?
Characterization of the evidence.
Sustained.
Is that your understanding?
Nothing I say can be used against me.
Okay. There's one exception.
If I say that I did, yeah.
Okay. The Donovan Thomas thing.
Yes.
Mr. Copeland, you don't know any of these gentlemen back here to have a personal beef with Donovan Thomas, do you?
What you mean?
Back in 2015, you didn't know any of these gentlemen to have a personal beef with Donovan Thomas.
I never said I did.
Okay. The reality, Mr. Copeland, is you were the person who had a problem with Donovan Thomas. Isn't that correct? You were the one that broke into Donovan Thomas's car, correct?
So in facts, not in evidence.
Overruled.
You've admitted to it. You're the one that stole Donovan Thomas's chain, correct? Ms. Copeland, you're the one that shot up Donovan Thomas's friend, Rich Homie Kwan's father's barbershop in 2014, correct? You're the one that was going back and forth with Donovan Thomas's brother, Kelvin Watts, correct? You've called his brother a waste of space in October 2021, didn't you?
Mr. Copeland's not answering the question, so
Yeah,
he needs a
apparently
response.
Mr. Shard doesn't care whether he answers or not, so it's fine with me. I mean,
fine
if
with
he
me
wants
too.
an answer, he can say that.
You called Kelvin Watts a waste of space in October 2021, didn't you?
And I don't think nobody walking earth would not agree with it.
You said that people would cheer if he died. Correct?
I will. Back in the days.
You've shot at Donovan Thomas's brother, Kelvin Watts, correct? You're the one who got jumped by Donovan Thomas's brother on January 6, 2015 at Club Crucial, correct? You, not any of these gentlemen. Right? And you're the one that shot up TIG Recording Studio on January 8th, 2015. Isn't that correct? Let me ask you something, Mr. Copeland. You were asked about the green store by Attorney Steele, right? The green store, you're familiar?
Yeah.
That's actually called Mommy's Grocery and Deli on Glen Street, correct?
I guess.
Okay. You estimated that the driving time is 5 minutes. The truth is, to get from the green store to where Donovan Thomas was gunned down, you have to drive a couple 100 feet on Glen Street and take a right onto McDaniel, correct? That's how you get there, right over the tracks. The truth is, it takes less than a minute to make that drive. Isn't that correct? Mr. Kokomo, could you publish DS24F? This is February 21st, 2015, 378 Yankee Delta from 622.59 to 624.01.
I got somebody, but I don't know his name. He can tell. He ill and he called the night. Well, I forgot what they got killed with.
And we're going to start it over, Mr. Copeland, because I didn't provide any context. You spoke on a gang meeting that the Bloods had about you on that Thursday before Donovan Thomas was killed, correct? Mr. Kokomo, could you play DS24?
I got somebody, but I don't know his name. I got somebody, but I don't know his name. He can tell. He ill and he called the night. Well, I forgot what they got killed with. It was a Friday night. It was a Thursday night. Mm-hmm. They had a barbecue. But a barbecue just about it was a blood meeting. Everything ain't blood meeting. Mm-hmm. Then the whole meeting was based upon me. They was all in there talking about this and this, talking about that and this. So the nigga Mo was on the phone. So Mo told everybody, all I need, every last one of y'all, whoever 90s scraps here, whoever that other nickname, supposed to kill me, they gave all them guns. The same night, they gave every last one a gun. Say, treat me to a gas station and kill me. I forgot what else. But he called and told me everything, and he said, is this person a friend of yours?
The Bloods had a gang meeting on the Thursday before Donovan Thomas was killed, 2 days before, on the same day that you shot up TIG Studios. Isn't that correct?
I don't know what you're talking about.
In that statement to the police, you said that the whole meeting was based on me. Not them, on you. That Mo, from behind the wall, had put the green light on you. Not anyone else. He put the green light on you for what was going on with you. The guy who stole from Donovan Thomas. The guy who shot up the studio with Rich Homie Quan and Donovan Thomas in the studio that night.
Yeah, objection, I was assuming facts not in the evidence and harassment of their witness.
Overruled.
You've told the police at that meeting, Donovan Thomas went whoop, approved of the orders to kill you. You told the police that the gang members handed out guns to younger people. And the plan was to trick you to come to the gas station. And the only reason you weren't killed is because someone told you about it. In January 2015, Donovan Thomas was coming after you.
Objection, speculation, again, assuming facts, not in evidence.
Sustained.
Mr. Copeland, you're not the type of guy to back down, are you? No further questions.
All right. Okay, I know that the state is going to have redirect, but I think it's going to last longer than we've got for this evening. So we will come back on Tuesday of next week to finish up with Mr. Copeland. So Mr. Copeland, if you can be back here with us at 9 a.m. on Tuesday of next week.
Be blessed.
All right. Okay, so I am going to excuse y'all, except I'd like for you to stay after for a minute, if you don't mind. The rest of you, with the reminders to not discuss this case with anybody. Don't let anybody discuss this case with you. Don't talk about it amongst yourselves. Don't look at and, in fact, avoid any media accounts of this case or anybody involved in it, including anything on any kind of social media. Don't try to find out any information about the case or anybody involved in it from any source outside of what we all hear together in this courtroom. Okay, I want y'all to enjoy your long weekend and your holiday break, and I'll see y'all back on Tuesday. All right, and again, for the media, what we're about to talk about, I'm going to need y'all to turn off all of the audio and video for. Thank you.